A major feature in Twilight Princess was the ability to transform into a wolf, much like his ability in Majora's Mask to turn into a Goron, or rather a Zora and a Gorgon. It was basically to appeal to Majora's Mask, but only have one transformation. So the marketing was a little backwards, downgrade from Majora's Mask, much like going from The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords of Adventure to Triforce Heroes. Xbox One. It's a shame we can only do wolf. Now do note, I'm no Twilight Princess expert, but ideas could have been used were werewolf, calling a pack, etc. According to MatthewMatosis, not much was done. There were better animations for attacks, thanks to like the death blow and other stuff I recall from demos. Also, the wolf could have been a way to explain a new Link persona, like a lone wolf or something, or some other kind of allegory, or what do you want to call it. He does sort of leave Midna in the end, but that wasn't really him and his ideas. And for the most part, he's just as goofy as the Wind Waker Link, especially that face. He's equally as serious in other parts of the game, particularly silent, as previous N64 incarnations. Also, the wolf became a bit redundant when they had Epona in the game. Gameplays wise, it wasn't really that complex in Majora's Mask, as it was basically a linear dungeon reveal item. But it had a cool use of the dungeon item unlock. I do recall a AGDQ stream that made it look cool, really polished in contrast to what the beginning of the game was. The ice environment was pretty cool. It was cool that they had different stages. From what I've seen, I'm not sure about the dialogue and script, but the visuals tell an interesting story. Very Fumita Ueda-ish. Shadows of the Colossus, etc. The game is back to Ocarina of Time Link in art design. Is a game as expressive as Wind Waker, though? That new Q is sure to feel like it, unlike what MatthewMatosis said. Although the gameplay isn't as complex due to the simplified fighting, in case you don't want to unlock the other options. The game's first section takes too long. There's nothing to do. To alleviate this problem, they could have allowed audience to experiment in the beginning, but otherwise make it skippable to give characters the decision to go through the tutorial or not. What I really liked about Majora's Mask was the open-endedness, and an unopen-ended 3D Zelda is just not doing it for me. Also, the Kokiri and the characters were fairies were a cool intro in Ocarina of Time. Another good 3D Zelda game. Using Z targeting was optional, such as that Kokiri on the top of the shop. It was a cool experiment of using the controller, and it was a lot of fun to implement. The game basically mimicked Legend of Zelda original, except didn't give you the threats, making you wonder if the sword was there or not, or if there was a glitch or something. Ocarina of Time, I mean. Also, as Matosis mentioned, is more acceptable since Ocarina was basically an entirely new introduction to the 3D division of Zelda. So Twilight Princess, meanwhile, is just a sequel to that game, and more of the same. So options to skip should have been considered. I'm not saying every Zelda game should do this, but it was definitely better than Twilight Princess's end result. Midna had a really cool design. Then again, so did the Wind Waker boat. Hard to cosplay as a boat at cons, though. Twilight Realm really gives the game a Fumito. The Wii seemed more polished than the N64 in terms of graphics, with the Twilight Realm and the entire end of the world scenario. It tried to be innovative like Ocarina. It tried to be like Ocarina, but it wasn't as innovative as Ocarina. From going from SNES game graphics and engine to 3D engine. Midna's ability to warp is interesting as well. I'm not sure of the size of the game so far since I didn't get that far, but seems to be a downgrade the show will last and go through less places.